what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for yoyomax12.
Hello everyone, this one is called chocolate chip cookie dough cheesecake, and it is hands down one of the best cheesecake recipes I have ever made. I really enjoyed it. I found this on Facebook, and I'll put a link in the description box to the original idea, as well as some other information that you may find very interesting, so make sure you check out the description box before you leave. Now, to make the crust, I've chosen to use chocolate chip cookies. I used an entire package of cookies, 300 grams, about 10 ounces, and that turns out to be about 18 cookies. I placed every single one of those cookies into a Ziploc bag, and then I used a rolling pin to crush them into fine crumbs, but you could also use the bottom of a saucepan or a food processor if that's what you want to do. You can also use graham wafer crumbs or some other kind of cookie for the crust. Once those are crushed, add in 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Stir the butter and the crumbs together until they are well combined. Place these in the bottom of a baking dish. I'm using a springform pan that's been lightly greased with cooking spray. You could use a regular baking dish for this. The advantage of a springform pan is that you can remove the sides and it's just a lot easier to serve your cheesecake. So press the crumbs down firmly in the bottom of the baking dish and set that aside. Now for the filling, you will need 2 8-ounce blocks or 250 gram blocks of cream cheese that's been brought to room temperature. Add to this 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1/2 a cup of regular white granulated sugar. Blend those two things together until they are light and fluffy. Add to that 2 eggs and then mix it until just blended. Now, the reason you don't want to overmix it at this stage is because if you incorporate too much air into the batter, your cheesecake might crack. And I've learned that the hard way with previous cheesecake recipes. Now you need some chocolate chip cookie dough. You could use your own recipe from scratch, or you could use store-bought cookie dough like I'm doing here. Then you're going to take 1/2 cup of that chocolate chip cookie dough and you're going to drop it into your cheesecake batter by 1/2 teaspoonfuls, approximately. Once that 1/2 cup of cookie dough has been put into the batter, stir it around very gently, and then you're going to pour it on top of the cookie crust. Now you'll find that the cookie dough has a tendency to want to clump together, so you might have to take a spoon and just make sure that those cookie dough clumps are spread evenly throughout the batter. Now, to make this even better, we are going to put more cookie dough on top of the cheesecake. About 1/4 cup of the cookie dough will go on top of the cheesecake in small little bits. And then I decided to use an additional about 1/2 cup, and I made a ring of small cookie clumps all the way around the cheesecake. Now you're going to bake this at 350 degrees for about 40 minutes or until the center is almost set. I did have some cookie dough left over just to show you I didn't use quite that whole package. And so what I did, I just made 3 extra cookies to go along with the cheesecake. Now once your cheesecake is done, you're going to let it cool and then you're going to refrigerate it for several hours or overnight until it's completely chilled. I'm removing that springform pan side and then cutting it into slices. If you allow it to chill properly, cutting it into slices will be very easy to do and your cheesecake will look wonderful and you'll have some really nice, attractive looking slices. The crust stayed together very well and the pieces came out quite nicely. I was very happy with the way this cheesecake turned out. I didn't have any cracking on my cheesecake either. Now, what's great about this cheesecake is that there are 3 different textures involved in this recipe. You have the cheesecake, which is creamy and not too sweet and delicious. You have the cookie on the top that is actually baked up like a regular chocolate chip cookie and it's nice and crunchy. And inside the cheesecake, you have small clumps of chocolate chip cookie dough, which will be safe to eat because it has been baked in the oven, but still has that cookie dough texture. The bottom crust is nice and crunchy and very chocolatey. It is delicious. It's a great recipe. Give it a try. On your screen right now are 4 more cheesecake recipes that you will find on my channel. So if you are able to, you can click right on your screen to look at those videos or check in the description box and there will be links to each and every one of them there. Thanks for watching.